Hello, my name is Matt Hunter, and welcome to this introduction to the Cops and Cribs program, presented by the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission. I'm a deputy prosecutor in the Snohomish County Prosecuting Attorney's Office, assigned to our Child Advocacy Center, Dawson Place. Together with the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission and the Mary Bridge Center for Child Safety, we are committed to preventing sudden and unexpected infant deaths in Washington State. This presentation will outline the basics of safe infant sleep practices and its relationship to preventing sudden, unexplained infant deaths. This training will also introduce a crib distribution program in Washington State that will help provide a safe sleep environment for infants at risk. Our mission is to help keep kids safe from the leading cause of death for children, unintentional injury. Nearly 5,000 infants die suddenly and unexpectedly every year, many before they reach the age of 6 months. Contrary to popular belief, these injuries are not just accidents, as in, nothing could have been done, it was just an accident. In reality, children keep dying from the same things over and over again, forming very predictable patterns, many of which are entirely preventable. We lose the equivalent of a kindergarten class of infants every year in Snohomish County alone due to unsafe sleep. The tragedy is nearly all of these were preventable deaths. The leading causes of fatal injury vary by age. For infants, death occurs primarily from suffocation and SIDS, usually during sleep. For toddlers, the biggest risk is drowning. For school-aged children and older, motor vehicle collisions are the leading cause. The purpose of this program is to keep infants safe while they sleep, which causes most people to think of sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. SIDS is the unexpected death of a baby under 12 months old, with no explainable reason or cause. 90% of SIDS deaths occur before 6 months old, with the rates peaking between 1 and 4 months. SIDS is actually a subcategory of sudden unexpected infant death, or SUID. There are multiple causes of death that fall under SUID, including homicide. The term SIDS is only applied when, despite a full scene investigation, complete medical history, and autopsy, we are still unable to determine how it happened. So SIDS is really a diagnosis of exclusion. National efforts to reduce SIDS have made a significant impact on infant mortality. In 1994, the Back to Sleep campaign started spreading the important message to put infants to sleep on their back, not on their stomachs or side. This initiative has helped SIDS rates decline by more than 50%. But even with that progress, way too many infants are still dying suddenly and unexpectedly. As you can see from the slide, there are many subtypes of sudden and unexpected infant deaths. You as a responding officer at the time of the incident will probably not know the infant's cause of death. You should always follow your local and county protocols when responding to any unresponsive or deceased infant. Remember, although you may need to treat the scene as a crime scene, treat the caregivers with courtesy and respect for their circumstances. Statistically speaking, most sudden infant deaths are the result of a tragic accident or due to natural causes. Very few deaths are actually the result of a homicide. This chart shows the relationship between SIDS and sleeping position. Notice how the rates of back sleeping, represented by the blue line, drastically go up in the 1990s, with a corresponding drop-off in SIDS rates indicated by the bar graph, with the gold bars highlighting the period between 1994 and 2006. But also note how both rates stabilized around 2001. This tells us two things. First, not everyone is committed to back sleeping. And second, back sleeping is not the sole solution. We do find that some parents and grandparents are still afraid to place infants on their backs to sleep. They may ask, what happens if the child spits up or vomits? Will they choke? Although the question seems reasonable on the surface, if you look closely at these pictures, you will see that the answer is definitely no. Notice in picture number 1, with the infant correctly lying on his back, how the esophagus is lower than the trachea. If an infant spits up, gravity might cause the baby to swallow it, but it won't fall into the lungs as the trachea is higher. So there is no choking risk. In the second picture, you can see how vomit could drop right down in the trachea, which leads straight into the lungs. Based on what we know about the human body and about gravity, it's actually a stomach or side sleeping infant who has the higher risk of choking or aspiration. So yes, SIDS deaths have decreased significantly since the Back to Sleep campaign, but other causes of SUID have quadrupled in recent years, including accidental suffocation and strangulation in bed, or ASSB. In the United States, we are still losing about 4,500 babies every year to SUID. From a prevention standpoint, the distinction between SIDS and SUID and ASSB doesn't really matter, because even when the injury mechanism is different, we find the risk factors to be the same. Many of these infants are found bed sharing with a family member or on a soft surface like an adult bed or couch, surrounded by loose fluffy bedding, wedged between the mattress and wall, or even smothered by a sleeping adult, sibling, or pet. It is estimated that half of unexpected infant deaths are due to an unsafe sleep environment, which is where we are now focusing our prevention efforts. So, what does a safe sleep environment look like? Actually, it's pretty boring. Yes, we still want babies to sleep on their backs, but we also want them to have their own sleep space. It's great to be in mom or dad's room, but not in their bed. The risk of suffocation or asphyxia is too great. Infants should be in a crib or bassinet with an appropriately snug mattress and fitted sheet. Infants should not sleep on an adult bed, couch, chair, or other soft surface. An infant's sleep area should be clear of soft items or loose bedding. No bumpers, no quilts, no pillows, and no stuffed animals. Rooms should be decorated, not the crib. Overheating can also be a problem. An infant should be dressed in one more layer than an adult would need for that same temperature. So why be concerned about bed sharing as police officers? There are advocates, including some pediatricians and a lot of parenting bloggers, who point to generations of families who have shared beds and survived just fine. Maybe you even shared a bed with your children at some point. But we can't discount the thousands of infants who have suffocated under fluffy bedding, become entrapped between an adult bed and the wall, or have been rolled onto and suffocated by a well-meaning yet exhausted caregiver. We know that the traditional Western adult bed is filled with known risk factors for suffocation and SIDS, and the research data tells us the risk in an adult bed is 20 to 40 times higher than in a crib, so this is not an insignificant factor. Of course, these are personal parenting decisions, so while bed sharing is not a crime, it is a great risk. In an effort to protect our most vulnerable citizens, our infants, from SUID and SIDS, police departments from around the state are partnering with the National Cribs for Kids program in expanding their community policing policies to provide free portable cribs for low-income families. We are asking patrol officers and CPS social workers and any professional who is in the home for whatever reason to keep their eyes open for infants who do not have access to a safe sleeping environment like a crib or bassinet. In those situations, there may be staff members within a department who can provide and set up a free portable crib and educate the family about the basics of safe infant sleep practices. In the course of your duties, if you come across an infant under 6 months old and they're sleeping on a sofa or an adult bed or sharing a bed with a family member and they don't have any safe alternative, please share what you know about safe infant sleep and then contact your local Cops and Cribs program or the national program Cribs for Kids. Please remember, bed sharing is not illegal and not necessarily even a CPS matter. For your convenience, you can also download the Cribs for Kids app for your smartphone. Visit cribsforkids.org to learn more. Every child deserves a safe place to sleep. If you respond to an incident and you notice an infant present, take a look around the visible areas. Ask where the infant sleeps, and if there is no safe place to sleep, consider offering a portable crib referral. Here are your local and national contacts for more information about free cribs. When referring, be prepared to provide the following information: the family name, the address and phone number, the names and ages of children in the home, the reason for the initial contact with police, how and where the infant is currently sleeping so we know why this family is being referred, and confirm the family cannot afford their own crib. Also, please confirm that the family will actually use a portable crib, as some families make bed sharing a conscious choice. There is limited availability of these cribs, so please do not promise a crib to a family and do not refer the family to contact your department designees directly. The appropriate people will follow up with families based on crib availability and current distribution criteria. Thank you for your time and attention during this presentation. If you have questions about childhood injury prevention, please call the Marybridge Center for Childhood Safety at 253-403-1234. Thanks again, and be safe.